Eat That Frog? By Brain Tracy. In the book Eat That Frog, Brain Tracy tells us an old saying which is, if you can start your morning by eating a live frog, you'd have tackled the worst thing that can happen that day. Here, the writer uses the saying eat the frog as a metaphor that expresses the most important and most crucial tasks or challenges that you face in your day, which most people prefer to postpone or procrastinate in their implementation, and in this book he presents 21 successful ways to get rid of procrastination and get your work done in the shortest time and highest efficiency. The first of these methods is, as he called it, setting the table, which means that you have clear, specific and written goals that you want to implement and accomplish at every stage of your life. Clarity is very important in raising production efficiency and therefore overcoming procrastination. Studies indicate that 3% only of adults have written and clear goals. In order to achieve your goals, you can follow these 7 steps. The first step, decide exactly what you want, either by sitting down by yourself or with your direct manager and discussing goals and projects, and therefore knowing your priorities. The second step, write down your goals. When your goal becomes written, it becomes more clear, more concrete, and it becomes away from ambiguity, confusion and distraction. The third step, set a deadline for achieving your goals. Any goals that do not have an expiration date are unimportant, and are subject to procrastination, delay. The fourth step, make a list of everything you may need to do in order to achieve your goal, and add to this list any new goal or activity that comes to your mind so that it won't be forgotten. The fifth step, organize a list as an action plan. Before you start implementing, take a few minutes and try to prioritize these goals or tasks, so you may be able to know what you should do first. The sixth step, implement your plan immediately and don't wait, do something or do anything. The seventh step, be determined to do something every day that brings you closer to your goal. Bit to remember, there is only one characteristic you should acquire in order to win, which is setting your goal, knowing what you want, and achieving it as fast as possible. There is an old question which is, how can you eat an elephant? And the answer is simply in every period you eat a piece of it. Here your ability to plan and think plays an important role in overcoming procrastination, which in turn will greatly contribute to increasing and improving your production. And Alex McKenzie said in one of his writings, working without planning is the cause of every failure. Studies tell us that every minute you spend in the planning phase saves you 10 minutes in the implementation phase, meaning that if you plan the tasks of your day for 12 minutes, you will save 2 hours when you implement those tasks. Here, the writer tells us that all what you need to do the planning is a paper and a pen, as you will use them to write a list of the work you want to do, and this list will help you increase your production and results by 25% or more. Knowing that you will need different types of lists which are: first, the main list. It is the list that contains everything you think about and want to do in the future, and it is the place in which you write everything that comes in your mind and all the new tasks or responsibilities. Second, the monthly list. It is a list that you prepare at the beginning of each month. It is a branch of the main list, and it includes the tasks and responsibilities that you wish to accomplish during the next month. Third, the weekly list. It is a list that you prepare at the beginning of each week, and it is a branch of the main list. And finally, the daily list. It contains some of the tasks in the weekly list, and you prepare them every morning. Bit to remember, planning makes you take decisions that are consistent with your desired long-term future, so you are able to do something about your future from now. Prioritizing plays a big and important role in making you more effective in accomplishing the tasks assigned to you, and there's a method called ABCDE that helps in arranging priorities easily. And this method means that you put a letter in front of each task in the to-do list that you have written, and this letter represents the degree of importance of the task. The letter A means something very important, and if you do not do it, you will have serious consequences, such as preparing a report for your company's board of directors or communicating with your most important customers. And it should be noted that if there is more than one task with the letter A, you must arrange them according to their importance, and therefore you have something like A1, A2, A3 and so on, and task A1 is the ugliest frog that you have to eat. As for the letter B, it represents a task that you have to do, but its results should be mild, such as replying to an unimportant text message or reviewing some emails. As for task C, it is defined as something that you should do but it has no results at all whether you did it or not, and it has no impact on your field of work. This category may include a phone conversation with a friend or having lunch with a coworker. Task D means tasks that you can delegate to someone else, as this delegation will give you more time to focus on tasks with the letter A. Task E is defined as something that you can omit completely without having any significance or consequences for your life, such as watching TV for long periods of time. The main rule here is that you have to finish tasks first, and then start with tasks with other letters. But to remember, the first law of success is to focus, direct all energies towards one point, and to move directly towards that point, without turning right or left. The law of forced efficiency can be defined as, there is never enough time to do everything, but there is always enough time to do the most important thing. In other words, there is no enough time to eat all the frogs in the lake, but there is enough time to eat the largest and ugliest frog in the lake. Studies indicate that a person these days works at a rate of 110 to 130% of his energy, but at the end of the day he still has a lot of accumulated work and responsibilities. Studies also indicate that the normal CEO accumulates about 300 to 400 hours of reading and projects, whether at home or at work. Here you can use 3 questions to help you focus on the most important tasks. First question, what are my most valuable activities? Second question, what should I do? And if I do it well, will it really make a difference in my life? Third question, what is the most valuable thing I'm doing right now? But to remember, concentration, in its truest form and in its own form, means the ability to direct the mind toward a single, separate and unique thing.
Thanks for watching. Please follow our social media accounts. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel.